Hello, hello, dear student. I am Mr. M. Kutwal, Assistant Professor, Department of Agronomy, Sadhguru College of Agriculture, Mirasgaon. Today we discuss course number Agro 234. Its course title Crop Production Technology. First, in that Kharif crops. In that crop production technology first, in that we discuss today the cultivation of maize crop. In that maize crop, botanically known as Zea maize, and its family, the Gramini origin place is Mexico and Central America. We have to call as Mexico its origin place. Then we discuss about the economic importance of maize. Maize generally it is the one of the most important cereal crop in world agriculture economy both for feed for the animals. So it is a miracle crop. The maize crop it has the highest yield potential. This is no cereal one of the earth which has so emerged so potential, and that's why we have to call it as the queen of cereal. The maximum potential in that particular in that crop, the highest productivity in all among the cereals. The maize crop is utilized in many ways for the like other grains and fodder purpose also. In that crop contains about 10% of the protein, 4% of the oil percentage, and 70% carbohydrates, 2.3% of the crude fibers, 10.4% of the albuminoids, and 1.4% of the ash. These are the nutrient status of this particular crops. These crops also useful for the several countries for the human food consumption. In that several dishes prepared from the flour and grains of the maize crop. Then green crops are roasted and eaten by the peoples with the great interest. So popcorns is made from the grains. This is very popular for that use for the popcorns from the made from the maize crop. It is also good for feed for the poultry, piggery, and animal also. It ranks below wheat and sorghum but considerably above in the rice nutrition. Net nutrient content it is the higher than the rice crops. So maize crops it is the very important. It have a maize crop a sufficient quantity of the vitamin A, nicotinic acid, riboflavin, and vitamin E are observed. Then maize crops provides huge quantity of green fodder for the cattle also. So several crops like the starch, millings, etc. The based on the maize product and byproducts are we are prepared from the maize crops. These are the lot of economic importance of the maize crops. Then we discuss about the area and distribution of maize crop. In that area and distribution, in the maize crop is one of the world's leading cultivated over area about 139 million hectares with an annual production of about 600 million tons of grain production. So, maize growing countries in that USA, United States of America, has a largest area followed by Brazil, China, Mexico and India. These are the different five countries are the major maize growing countries. In that in India it is grown over near about 6.4 million hectare with a total production of about 11.5 million tons. It is the maximum production all among the cereals. So in that basically important maize growing states UP, Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Punjab. These are the Indo-Gangetic plain regions, alluvial soil region are maximally maize production. It is the higher and best. Then we discuss about the classifications of maize. According to that subspecies, they will be classified into different 7 subclasses. In that maize, Zia maize, first in Indorata, we called as a flint corn. Then second, Zia maize, Indorata, went corn. Then third, maize, Zia maize, Everetta, called as a popcorn. Fourth one is a Zia maize, Saccharata, sweet corn. Fifth, Zia maize, Amylaceae, pod corn. Sixth one is the Zia maize, tunicata, soft corn, we are called as a soft corn. Then seventh one, Zia maize, certain or waxy maize or waxy corn, we called. These are the several 7 different classifications of maize in that different specific characteristics and its utilizations. Then we discuss about the climatic requirement. So maize is a warm weather plant and it can be grown under the diverse condition. So it can be grow all over the whole year, any season. But most suitable temperature for the germination is 21 degrees Celsius, and for the growth 32 degrees Celsius. It is the optimum for the its vegetative growth and development. And its requirement, water requirement or rainfall requirement, near about 550 to 75 centimeter well distributed rainfall per annum is required. Then we discuss about the soil requirement for the maize crops. What type of the soil should be well for the maximum production of the maize crops? In that, it requires well drained sandy loam to clay loam soil, but waterlogged soil are unsuited for its cultivation. Maize crop can be grown successfully on soil pH range from 5.5 to 7.5, at least a normal pH range. It will be more favorable for the maximum growth and development of the maize crop. Then alluvial soil best for maize crop. It occurs UP, Bihar, Punjab is a very well suited for the growing of the maize. This is the Indo-Gangetic plain, the alluvial soil. It is the more productive for the maize crop. It is the all among the for the soil requirement for the maize crop. Then we discuss about the improved varieties for the maize crops. In that, Ganga 2, Ganga 11, Deccan 103, Kohinoor, Pusa hybrid, Trishulata, Bio 9681, Deccan, Ranjit, and some of the composite varieties. In that, Vikram, Vijay, Amber, Kisan, Jawahar, and Sona. These are the composite varieties. Then some of the fodder varieties. In that, African Tall, Manjari, Kiran, and Panchaganga. These are the some varieties. Then some other different varieties. In that, Deccan 103, Sir Taj, and some different varieties we have to grown for the maize crop maximum production. Then we discuss about the cropping system. Cropping system nothing but a sequence of the crop growing on the same field of the land in that particular time. In that, generally in India, 3 different seasons, in that Kharif, Rabi, and summer. When we, on the basis of the water availability, we choose the and its growth and development. According to that, we speaks the cropping system. In that, first maize based cropping system. In that, maize in Kharif season, potato for the Rabi season. Then maize Kharif season, Rabi season wheat. Then maize for potato. Then next the wheat. Then maize, wheat, and sugarcane. These are the some of your mostly based cropping systems are adopted in India. Then field preparation. Maize need seed bed which is friable, well aerated, moist, and weed free to provide better contact between seed and soil. So, one deep lavy at least 20 to 25 centimeter deep and 2 to 3 harrowing and planking should be done for the land preparation. Then stubble collection, destroy the and burn it down so previous crops debris can be collected. Then we discuss about the seed and sowing. These are the several points we discuss in that. The first it is the important part is the seed treatment. In that seed treatment with Bavistine 3 grams per kg of the seeds. Bavistine or Thyram can be any fungicide used for the seed treatment. Then some other biofertilizers, azotobacter, azospirillum can be used for the as a bioinoculant for the nitrogen fixing bacteria to ability increase the ability of the nitrogen. Then some seed rate. Hybrid varieties required more number of the seeds per hectare, near about 20 to 25 kg seed per hectare. But in case composite variety, less requirement of the seeds, near about 15 to 20 kg per hectare. Then spacing 75 into 20 to 25 centimeter row to row and plant to plant distance should be maintained for the better plant population and its growth and development. Then some early varieties or short durational varieties, it required less spacing plant to plant and row to row, that is 60 into 20 centimeter. Then we discuss about the sowing method. Dibbling at 3 to 5 centimeter deep. साधारणतः only 3 centimeter to 5 centimeter deep should be placed into the soil, or combined sowing or multiple seed drill can be used for the sowing, or automatic seed drill can be used for the sowing of the maize crop. Then we discuss about the sowing time. Kharif season June to second week of the July. Then Rabi season 15th October to 10 November. These are the optimum time for the Rabi maize sowing. Third, summer January to second week of the February. These are the optimum time for the three different seasons for the sowing of the maize. Then we discuss about the manures and fertilizers. 10 to 15 tons FIM or compost at the time of last harrowing should be mixed well into the soil at the land preparation time. Then a recommended fertilizer dose of NPK 120, 60 or 40 kg per hectare. NPK dose should be applied for the hybrid varieties. But in case the composite varieties, less required, near about 80, 60, 40 kg per hectare nitrogen, phosphorus and potash applied for the composite varieties. Half dose of the nitrogen applied at the time of the sowing, full potash and full phosphorus should be applied at the time of the sowing. But half dose of the nitrogen remaining, it split applied at the 30 days after sowing. So to increase the efficiency of the nitrogen fertilizer. Then we discuss about the critical growth stages and irrigation management for maize crops. Maize crops mainly it is a very susceptible both successive and moisture stress condition. So water is stand in the maize field at any stage of the growth. It is the very harmful for the maize crops. So it should be required well drained condition for the better growth and development. Water requirement near about 460 to 600 during its life cycle. Millimeter rainfall water requirement should be that crop. The critical growth stages: seedling stage, tasseling, silking, and dove stage. These are the four different critical growth stages and should be required at that time. Proper water management. Then we discuss about the control weed management or weed control. The major crop kept weed free for 30 to 45 days after the planting. 2 to 3 manual weeding are required to keep maize crop weed free. So attract to 50% at 2 to 2.5 kg per hectare should be applied just after the sowing, or pre-emergence atrazine and simazine at rate 1.5 to 1.50 kg per hectare. Atrazine and simazine, it is the one of the best selective type of the herbicide which are useful for the weed control in maize. We can apply the pre-emergence before seed and weed seed emergence from the soil. So only earlier 24 hours we can apply this herbicide for the control of the weeds. Then harvesting and threshing maize crops. When husks are turned yellow and grains are hard, less than it contain less than 30% of the moisture. So remove the husk from cob and dry them into the sun for the 7 to 8 days. So then after we can thresh with mechanical thresher and separate the grains from the cobs. Then last part is the remaining is the yield. The kharif crops yield from obtained from the hybrid varieties. Hybrid varieties are higher yielder. It obtained from the 70 to 75 quintal per hectare grains. Then composite variety 50 to 55 quintal per hectare grains are obtained. Then rabi crops from hybrid varieties 95 to 100 quintal per hectare, and then composite varieties the 65 to 70 quintal per hectare. These are the some yield obtained from the maize crops, all among the maize crops. Okay, thank you.